Good morning everyone. Today we will discuss about the buck converter PID controller. Instead of using the transfer function, here we will be representing the buck converter with the switches, MOSFETs and other switches. Myself is P. Bharani Chandrakumar and I am an academic at GMR Institute of Technology. So this is a supplementary file for supplementary video recording for part 2. The actual lecture has been delivered in the class on day 4 July 23, 2020. So this is the meaning here is some realistic aspects open loop buck converter. So instead of representing the system with the transfer function, we have considered this is the MOSFET, this is the diode, and this is the DC input voltage, and this is the inductor, capacitor and the load, and this is the pulse generator for the duty cycle to generate the pulses for this gate pulses for this IGBT. So I will open this directly. So this file has both the this is the total the complete file. This file has both the open loop as well as the closed loop. You can see that the open loop, because directly we are giving the gate pulses here. So this is quite straightforward, but if you want to see from where you will be getting all these things, so this is the MOSFET. You just go here, and if you select MOSFET, if you just enter the MOSFET, so it will show you various things. So you have to select this MOSFET. You can select IGBT as well, but just I have selected the MOSFET. So this is the MOSFET, and if you double click this one, by default it is showing 0.1, 0.001 and so on. However, we have to select the FET resistance. On resistance is 1E-3, diode internal diode resistance as 1E-3, snubber resistance as infinity, and snubber capacitance as infinity. So this is what the settings we have considered here. And similarly for this diode, you go here, and instead of the MOSFET you enter diode. It will show you various types of diodes, but the one what we have selected here is this diode. So this is the diode what we have selected, but it looks a bit different from here because the internal parameters are different. So I will show you what parameters we have to take in both the things. Yeah, this is the default parameter, and this is the one what we have used. So the resistance is 1, on resistance is 1E-3, the forward voltage is 0, and snubber as we have selected as infinity, and the snubber capacitance as also infinity. So if we select something like this, so this will show us like the diode what you are seeing there. And this load is this inductance, capacitance and other things you can directly select from the RLC series branch and RLC series branch. If it is not showing, you can just type RLC series. If it is still not showing, just type RLC. Okay, something has happened. Let me see another time. Yeah, this is the RLC. So there are many RLC things what you can see here. I have selected the series RLC. So this is the series RLC load. So this you can select here. And here there are various options here where you can set no, sorry, this is the wrong one. This is for the load. This we have to select series RLC branch. This we have to select this branch. As soon as if you select the branch, here you will have the options to use the corresponding parameters. For the inductance, just choose this inductance, and instead of this 1e minus 3 you just enter L has already been, if you ran that parameter file you'll be getting this L. So L has been saved like this. Similarly for the capacitance, if you want the capacitance, go here and select the C, and 1e minus 6 is the default one, but if you select C underscore F it will call from the workspace, it has been saved. So in this way you can able to get the L and C as well. And this is the pulse generator, the same pulse generator what we have seen earlier. Time based, the period is 1 by Fs, the pulse width is D into 100, the remaining all are same. And the R, so the R, so instead of RLC, if I am just keeping the R, so since the load is R, it will give us like this. And this continuous power GUI is also required, so you can just type power GUI. This will basically initialize some of the things required. See, this is the power GUI. You just copy, add to the block, and just don't do anything, just keep it and keep it here. And if you once save it, then this will look like whatever you're seeing here. So this is my open loop. So the closed loop is very much similar to the one what we had discussed earlier. The only difference here is we have replaced the plant, the transfer function with this particular plant, and the PID gains are also the same thing what we have selected, 50, 100 and the other things. And the PID advanced the saturation value as upper value as 1 and lower value as 0. And here for various ranges, so this has been designed for 30 the output of 30 volts. So I will just first test with 30 volts. If I run this one, you can see that both I can get the same. So this is going to 30 but little bit slower, but that is fine. And this is also going to 30, so that is not a major concern. The major concern is if I want to get the 40 here. So let us assume if I just type here the 40, and there is no mechanism where I can where I can get the 40 voltage directly from this particular thing. I have to go and design this duty cycle accordingly based upon the input output voltage requirement, and then I have to do this one. So you can see that still, because nothing has been changed in the open loop, so that's why it is still showing 30. But here I have changed the reference, so it should track the 40. So that's what you can see that. So this shows that the PID control design is working fine. And this is exactly the same thing, the block parameters, everything has been given here. And this is for the closed loop converter, closed loop buck converter, or the chopper. So here if the reference is 30, you can see that both of them are achieving the steady state error is 0. However, when it is 40, then you can see that the steady state error is there, because you are not doing anything, you are just keeping the same open loop plant for whether it is a reference of 40 or 30 or whatever it may be. Here you have changed the reference value, and hence you can see the actual output is 40 after 0.5 millisecond or so. So that's it from my side. And this is the pole placement controller with the integral action and without integral action. This we will discuss in the class how to run. If you run the code, you could able to get this one. So without integral action, you can see that it is going to 2500. This is a unit step response, and it is going to 1. So the same can be replicated, can be implemented using the switch in this particular closed loop. Instead of the PID, you can use the pole placement controller. So thank you very much. Good morning everyone. Today we will discuss about the buck converter.